Welcome to Garnetqueentarot. How's everyone doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Oh, have you all been practicing your breathing, my wonderful Virgos? Have you all been practicing your breathing? You know that's what keeps us going. We're doing our combination, our combo read. Just getting a feel from different sources just to help us. Because if one area might not resonate, another area might, but it just touches base on different topics, different messages. Talk to us, spirits, on behalf of our wonderful Virgos. Help them to gain the necessary clarity to answer any questions that they may have. Help them to focus on practicing their breathing and relaxing so that the energy in the space will continue to be cleared and the messages will be unveiled. Oh, Garnet Queen Tarot, inspired to rise. We're doing so much. Oh, what a beautiful day. Any day that you can open your eyes, hear, see, touch, smile, laugh is a day full of blessings. Have gratitude overflowing. Give thanks to your source. Stay prayed up. Keep your faith. Clear your space. Take time out for you. Self-care is important. Self-care is important because we go through so much in this world, so much in life, and we do our best to stay afloat, to grow, to hear the messages meant for us. Be inspired to rise. Be inspired to be your best self. Spirits, talk to us. All right. Talk to us. Here we go. Here we go. 7 of Cups. Yes. 10 of Wands. That's the 5 of Pentacles. We're going to get rid of that kind of thinking, you know? Okay. So many options, and yet you might have had a small loss, and you're just not happy right now. Virgo, you're feeling like you didn't make the best choices. You're putting in all the work. You feel frustrated and overwhelmed. You're thinking in the mindset of loss, lacking, not sufficient. And it has you a little depressed. But the good news is you still have more options. Behind you, there's 2 more cups. That means there's still more cups to open up and explore, because you remember you were blessed with opportunity and you focus on one. That one didn't work out, so you move on to the next one. You don't stay down in the dumps. You have at least 2 or more opportunities. You have to go for it. If some things don't work out, in your case it was a few things that didn't work out, what do you just stay stuck, Virgo, and give up? No. This is how people gain success. A lot of times you try things and they don't work out. Bottom line, it's not always going to work out in your favor. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. It means that you're an explorer, because an explorer doesn't find whatever the artifact or what they're looking for immediately at that time. They have to keep digging and going through the process. You know, they always talk about this story about the person that was searching for gold or oil or whatever it is, and they kept digging and digging and digging, and they weren't getting through. They were frustrated, and they gave up. And they show, even in the photo of it, it shows where if you would have just hit a little bit more and stayed on track and went a little bit further, you would have struck gold or you would have struck oil. That's how it is in life. It's frustrating. You see, you put the hard work in and things are not working in your favor. You just feel like, when is something going to break? When is it going to happen? I'm so tired of hearing these good messages and I'm going to strike gold or I'm going to succeed or I'm going to get that. Let me tell you something. You know how many people strive for something and it takes almost half of their life before they strike gold? You know how many battles need to be fought? How many walls need to be broken down? How many ceilings need to be cracked? This is part of life. Don't let people make you feel bad or less than because you haven't struck gold yet. You have to stay true to yourself. Excuse me. You have to stay on course. You have to stay focused. Life will beat you down. It will beat you down if you allow it. It's not easy. People want success immediately. They take shortcuts and they may experience it temporarily, but if they don't have the right foundation in place, it'll crack. And a lot of times that happened because the time wasn't put in. There was a shortcut that was found, but because you didn't have the experience to go through the process and step by step by step by step, you end up cutting yourself short and lacking. So things you would have picked up along the way, those nuggets, you would have had them to apply them as you continue to grow. But when you by-step certain steps, you miss out on the ingredients to make the meal delicious. Anything worth having is worth putting the time in to have. You have to put the time in. Virgo, don't take any shortcuts. Put the work in because you will benefit in the end. Because you'll have the experience. And the experience is what takes you step by step, level to level, chapter to chapter. You have to go through that process in order to be your best self. You don't want to miss any steps along the way. So don't beat down on yourself for misfortune. Misfortune has been hitting a lot of people lately. But you know what? The ones that stay the course are the ones that will overcome it. Obstacles are meant to throw a wrench in your way, on your path. Don't allow it to take up residency there. Stay true to yourself. Keep forging forward. And when people laugh at you, laugh in yourself, inward. You know what? Or just shake your head and you just laugh because you document this process. So when people see you and they say, you're lucky, you don't know what it's like to struggle. That's why they tell people you can't walk in another man's shoes, right? Everybody has a different story. Everybody. And everybody's story is important. But most importantly, you dictate your story. Don't let other people dictate it for you. And you will finish the story on top because you're the one that took the reins. You're the one who said, you know what? This is a learning experience. If you are to take anything from every experience you have and everything, and you pick out what makes sense out of it, and you apply it, it's like a puzzle. And every experience has a piece or a couple of pieces to the puzzle. So you have to be able to find those pieces and apply it to your life moving forward because it continues your growth in your path. That's what it's all about. Those experiences teach us a lot. So no matter what you think you've been through, Virgo, you have to make up your mind that it doesn't end here. Okay? So get out of the rut. Get out of that mindset of limitation and lacking, which is definitely present here. Woe is me. We all have obstacles. Get over it. Yes, that's called tough love. Love you, Virgos. Love you. Yes, I do. I'm just letting you know you're going to be fine. You're going to get over this hump, this bump in your life. You have, And you see the last card here? Here it started off with all the different options for you, right? You see that? All the different options for you. And here it ended with you feeling hopeless, in despair, because of the fact some things didn't work out. Okay? You see the rough sea, you see all of it. But the problem is, you have to recognize that you have more options here. And when you hold your head up high and say, okay, I didn't get through these storms as I would have chosen, but I still have more options available to me. So I've got to pull my head back up, put my shoulders back, and say, you know what? I'm going to pick something from every stumbling block and apply it as a lesson taught. So therefore, you have learned a lot while you fell. Now you're up again and working towards your goals again. So therefore, I'm going to take every experience and apply it so that I don't make the same mistakes again. I can forge forward. I can grow. I can be my best self, because you know what? I'm not giving up right now. Okay, I am not giving up right now, Virgo. Life is like a maze. You got to go through this. You got to do this twist. You got to do this turn. And people get exhausted. It can make you dizzy at times. Sometimes you just want to catch your breath. But in order for you to succeed and get through, you got to go through the process so that when you get back up again, you'll say, okay, this won't keep me down. I've been there, done that. And it takes you further along. And if that route came back up again as you started back, you wouldn't take it, because now you know that's not going to take me to where I need to be. Sometimes people might roll the dice and end up getting it initially. You don't want to miss steps along the way, because everything is an experience for you. Everything is a learning experience. You understand? We are supposed to learn from our mistakes. If you are walking down a path and you know every time you turn left at the first intersection, you run into a brick wall, and you've done it twice already, when will you learn that you got to turn right? Why you keep taking that left turn expecting a different result? That's crazy. That's insanity. You say, okay, I can't get to that street this way or to my destination this way. So let me see if I tweak it a little and I turn right. It's not giving up on your goals and dreams. It's just finding an alternative route so you can get there with more speed and feel more comfortable at how far you've grown and come. But if you keep running into the same brick wall, what is your head going to break the wall? No. Turn right. That's how you grow. That's how you learn. That's how you learn. If you love somebody and you know that every time you say this, they get ticked off, why do you keep saying it? There's another way to propose something to them. And that's when you grow. You say, you know what, this isn't working. Let me try this. And I might end up with the same result. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, Virgo. Spirit. Oh, we did shuffle already, so I don't have to. What is our message? Past lives. We reunite with our loved ones over and over again through many different lives. Wow. That's deep, isn't it? We reunite with our loved ones over and over again through many different lives. And you see, have you ever had the experience? Let's say you were thinking something, and then somebody you know mentioned something that resonated with you from what you were thinking earlier. And it's like a message came through from what question you had, what concerns you had, and it came through somebody in our realm, somebody here with us. Let me tell you, I love seafood salads, right? And sometimes a place that sells it, one of the stores that sells it, my daughter passes there when she's coming home from work. So I remember, and this has happened a couple times, and I was thinking about that seafood salad, and then my daughter came home with it. Doesn't that sound crazy? And I didn't ask her. I didn't send her a text message. She knows I like it. And for some reason, what I was thinking, she came with. Sometimes that's a force, and we send a message and it's received. And it's how you focus on something, what you think about something. That's the power we possess. When you're true and sincere with yourself about certain things and you think about it, you're actually manifesting. It's a feeling. So you're manifesting it, and then it becomes a reality. And that's when you're determined to achieve certain things. If you see yourself succeeding rather than losing, you help place that out there. You talk with your source and you put that out there. And you could see yourself there. So that could be like a premonition until you arrive. You have to believe in what it is that you're working toward. What goal do you have? Let me tell you something. I used to hate math. I used to hate it with a passion. I used to see myself failing before I even tried, because people used to laugh at me when I couldn't get certain things. And it's so ironic that I ended up being in real estate. I ended up having to calculate numbers all the time, even in the medical field, and you got to measure this, measure that. Everything that I was running from, when I changed my mindset and perspective on it and saw myself passing and getting over that hump, it manifested into reality, because I'm really good in math now. So it's like what you continue to believe. And when people laugh at you and make you feel less than, sometimes you absorb like a sponge and you just keep that information. But just as you can keep bad about yourself, you should be able to keep good about yourself and start imagining and believing that you could conquer. And you can. Don't think with the lack of mindset where nothing is falling in place and lacking self-confidence, lacking finances, thinking of less than mode, in despair, not seeing yourself beyond a certain point. If you are someone that put the work in, like we see here with the Ten of Wands, the result can be positive if you stay focused and stay believing and keep seeing yourself there. It's frustrating, but you know what? Put that time in, put that experience in. Past lives help you. A lot of times when you focus on your ancestors and things, you see, wow, this is what they were talking about. You were listening. And they could be smiling down on you right now, because sometimes we pick up things we don't even realize along the way. And you catch yourself and you say, that's what my mother used to do. You didn't even know you did that. Oh, that's what my father used to do. Oh, my brother always said that. Little things that sync with you. And it gives you that inspiration. It gives you that strength to continue forging forward. Every message that you receive has some type of connection to you, whether you recognize it at that time. It's something about it that it could resonate with you 6 months down the line. You're like, dang, I remember that. Not everything applies immediately. Things are on your path that you haven't even touched base with yet. But it's letting you know this may be coming. So that's why you have to be in tune with yourself, align yourself so messages resonate with you, because it might be not be today, it might not be tomorrow. But you absorb it and you put it in the compartment in your mind. And then if anything comes down, you be like, ooh, I remember that. I remember that. That's how people learn. That's how people absorb information. That's how you grow, because you become more conscious of certain things when you put it away and reserve it, so that when that issue, concern, or needed information comes about, you already have it in a compartment and you could pull it out and apply it and say, yes, that's what I needed. That's what I needed. Okay. What is our oracle in this? What is our oracle in this for our Virgos? Come on. I forgot that in the beginning we shuffled these cards already. I'm still used to shuffling them all the time. All right. Wedding. This situation involves marriage. Well, that's a concern. You could be looking at things and saying, you know what? This would actually complement what I've been through. Or I thought I could do it by myself, but I realized I need a person with me. Don't give up on yourself. I told you about that. This situation involves marriage. There's somebody that's into you and you're focused on so many other things that you're not even taking them into consideration. They're looking to get with you on a serious level, Virgo. Because it's not that the wedding happened already. It's something that's supposed to take place. So it may not necessarily be a married couple. A lot of things on your mind. A lot of things on your mind. You just feel like you're lacking. But you're starting to gain clarity and listen to the messages. You're just sulking for a minute. You know you get back up, Virgo. You don't stay down forever at all. Talk to us. It's almost over. Oh, that's good to know. Let's see. It's almost over. Your current challenges will soon be resolved, and you'll be able to look to the future with a smile. Wow! Wow, Virgo. That was your question. How much longer will this continue? I'm going through so much right now. Oh, my goodness. Oh my goodness, Virgo, you got your answer. It's almost over. Your current challenges will soon be resolved, and you'll be able to look to the future with a smile. Dang. So then, when you change your perspective, when this whole thing resolves, things are going to be better for you, and it's almost over. So if you're planning that wedding, you got hopes for the future, ancestors are talking to you and reaching out, you're going to try those other opportunities. Because like I said, with the Five of Cups, you already knocked down how many? 3. So you got 2 left to explore. 2 left to explore. Because even the water here, when you're looking at it, you could see that it's rough, it's rocky. You're just tired. You're overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed. You're just frustrated. And you can't think straight. You can't think about no wedding and marriage and all these type of things with all this chaos going on. So ancestors are stepping in and messages are coming to you. Listen clearly. Sometimes you think you heard something, then you doubt yourself. You did hear it. That's a message that came to you that bypassed you. You didn't grab it. But you got a little tantalized by it because it was a tingle to you. And you heard something, not sure of what you heard, you have an inclination that, okay, maybe I did hear this, but you still have doubt. So you can't gain the clarity you need because you're doubtful that that's what you heard. So then you ask for a message to be revealed to you. And when you do, and you keep focus on the answer, wanting to hear it, all of a sudden through something or someone, you end up hearing that message. Have you ever just thought about something and then, man, what am I going to do? And then boom, it comes to you. You asked a question and it was answered. And sometimes we answer our own questions, and sometimes somebody speaks the answer to us, which we were actually thinking, but you needed confirmation. Let me tell you something. Life is chaotic, but if you don't get in tune with yourself and recognize that there are messages out there to be heard, you'll miss it. You'll miss it. Who wants to miss messages meant for them? Don't just toss things to the side and say, oh, well, you know, sometimes you could be thinking about something. Like, say, if you say, okay, um, my former employer wants me to come back and work for them. And maybe you between jobs, or maybe you're not as happy as you thought you'd be another job. So you start contemplating it. And then all of a sudden, you know, you get excited and you're happy, you say, I'm going to do it. And then all of a sudden, it's like a message comes to you and it's like, you ask yourself, should I go back to that place? And then all of a sudden, somebody says, man, I'm not even playing with them. If they think I'm coming back, they crazy. That makes no sense. And all the way things they did to me or how they treated me, somebody could be having a totally different conversation, but it gives you the answer you need. If you were just in tune with you and you weren't listening, you would have missed that message. That message was to apply to you as well. Sometimes messages come to us through other people, and we have to pick up on it because that was a question we had. That's when you're at peace with who you are and you listen for messages, because you could have been in your own world and just not even focused on that, and it would have came out and you would have missed it and didn't hear it, and you had that question at the tip of your tongue. When people are in tune with themselves and the world around them, but zone out negativity and they just listen and focus for messages, think of all the things that would be revealed to you. Don't let people and their attitudes or distractions block you from your blessings or from your messages and the answers needed to your questions. You understand? There are times you just got to zone out of it. Yeah, but, to a lot of mothers, I know sometimes when you got kids and they driving you crazy, sometimes you just want to zone out. Even if it's 5 minutes, especially when let's say if you put them to bed and they're laying there and maybe this kid is still crying or whatever, people would come and they're like, oh, he's crying, he's doing this, or she's crying. And then you zone out and it's like you don't hear the crying and they end up going to sleep. That's how you break them out of them wanting you to hold them all the time. I used to think it was so cruel to do that until I had my own kids. And sometimes you have to do that. I remember my cousin had her son, and it was like the whole babies and stuff. And he's there crying his eyes out, and he's like real fair skinned. So his eyes, it looks like his face is getting red and stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And she said, no, don't pick him up, because he'll get spoiled and he'll expect me to pick him up all the time and I'll never get a break. And I was like, oh, I wanted to cry for him. But I thought it was so cruel. And then after, when I had my kids, and I realized you're not helping them by picking them up every minute. Not at all. You want them to be able to be strong on their own. At least that's my mindset, because this world could be so cruel. You want them to stand strong, be okay. And who knows? Everybody thinks differently. Some people say you just got to comfort them and cuddle them the whole time so they know and that they feel safe and, different things. So to each his own. And sometimes you're going to have to just go do that. I love kids. I think they're a blessing. I feel more kids should be adopted. They've been through so much, and to have a good home and a good family is so important. But anyway, I just want to let you all know the seas are rough at times. Okay, Virgo? But do know there's always a time where you throw the anchor in and you get stabilized. Your time is coming, if it hasn't happened already. Expect it. Blessings to you. Garnet Queen Tarot here, where we're inspired to rise. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for your support. Thank you for visiting the channel. Till we meet again, have a great one. Take care.